Okay, for this one, you're gonna need a wall. We're gonna do a bunch of stuff working with the wall, starting with the classic wall sit, right ankles. So I see a lot of hips, 3, 4, 6, 8 inches up. Try and get your knees and your hips in one line. Put your tailbone against the wall. Put the middle of your spine against the wall, and make sure the back of your skull is touching the wall. Settle in by pushing your belly button toward your spine, not sealing the curve of your lower back. So there still should be a natural curve there, but the front of your body is hugging the front of the curve of your spine. So we're not trying to go flat with the spine. We leave the spine in that slight curve, but we buttress the front of that. Wait, here's how it will look. We buttress the front of this curve with the strength of the abs. So all that to keep you entertained while we hold. These are called isometric holds. Isometric holds are great for building stability, kind of bone hugging strength. So we're gonna stay here. Let's count it down for what? Let's say 10 more, 9 more, 8 more. Lengthen your spine, pull in your ribs, tighten your belly button, but don't change the bones of your spine. For 5, 4, 3, 2, super. All right, so we're now gonna turn toward, I can't see anything. We're gonna turn toward the wall. We're gonna use the wall like we used that bar the other day. So the hands are at the wall. I'm in a plank position. How do I know my hips are in a good spot? Because I can squeeze my glutes. So I squeeze my glutes to check. I come halfway down. Elbows could go out, or ideally they come down and in. I come to try and touch the forehead. I push a little bit away. Try and touch the forehead. Push a little bit away. If you want this to be harder, walk your feet farther away. You can always put your hands a little lower. Right, the angle changes the difficulty. If this is too hard, so we're not straightening and locking the elbows. We're always in the work. We're always in the work. Watch for this. Oh, Karina, this is so easy. No. Take your whole, from the ball of your foot to the top of your shoulder is one long lever. Lengthen your spine. Feel how you feel. Long and tall. Good. 3 more. 3. 2 more. 2. All right, we're going to use the wall to inform in 2 ways our shoulder stability and mobility. So my hands are against the wall. I'm going to slide them up like a number 11, okay? So I really want you to push the hands up. Try not to let them go wide. They go straight up. Maybe your nose could touch the wall. Maybe you could keep the elbows straight and lift one hand, blade of the hand, away from the wall. Just mobilizing the upper back. Try and keep your body in. Notice if you're flaring your ribs, try and pull them together in front. Good, now try and do both. Just the nose touches, the spine doesn't move. So it's nice, the wall informs you. Do you tend to jut your head forward? Do you tend to push your ribs out? Let the spine give you information based on the wall, which doesn't move. 1 more. Okay, now I'm going to take that. The knees are just a little bit bent. Both of my elbows are against the wall. Tailbone, mid-back, and head are touching. Now, my elbows can touch the wall, and so can my wrists. Not everyone can do this at all times in their life. I once had a rotator cuff tear. Couldn't do this. Okay, so if you're coming back from a tear, or if you just haven't been practicing this in a while, don't worry. Try and get as close as you can. And then remember, the intention is to get the elbows and then the wrists to touch. Then try and trace up the wall. Try and keep at least the knuckles, maybe the wrists, and maybe the elbows touching. Okay, if you can do that, try and keep your ribs down, right? So we don't want to have a huge popping, flaring of the ribs. So I'm actively battening down my ribs as I lift up my arms. Takes a lot of core stability. You'll be happy for this later. Trace it up. Trace trace it back down. Good. Trace it up. Pull the ribs in. Let's do 3 more like that. It's 3. Ribs pull in. Watch that you're not popping them forward. My knees are a little soft. No locking into the lower back. 1 more time. Okay, so now I'm going to turn back toward the wall. I'm going to have my hands a little higher than I did before. And this time I'm going to walk back in the plank, same thing. I'm going to come up onto the balls of my feet, tighten my glutes, check that I'm in one neutral spine position. I'm going to lower both elbows to the wall. I'm going to push both elbows away. So same thing here. If this is really easy for you, then you're going to walk your hands a little bit lower and walk your feet a little bit farther back. I go down, no breaking at the pelvis. I push into my palms to press the elbows away. Try it slow. Really thinking about the core pulling in. Go down. And go down. Nice. Do 3 more. 3. Do 2 more. 2. Do 1 more. Nicely done. Okay, so now let's go back to our wall sit like we started with, right angles. Make it a goodie. I push back against the wall, and now I pull my belly button in. I take the elbows and I give myself something fun to do here. I'm going to combine that as 2 exercises. I go up and I come back down. Elbows are trying to stay back, wrists are trying to stay back. My mobility's gotten a little bit better as I practice this morning. I go up and I come down. I move up. Try and pair your breathing with your movement. Go up and come down. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Now, if this next exercise is too much for you, you can go back to the first push-up version that we did. Against the wall, elbows slightly bent, plank position, glute check. Go from here, forehead touch. You can go back to that one. If you want to try a challenge today, you can join me with your hands on the floor. Hands are on the floor. My feet begin to walk. Sometimes there's just a lot of work to do with this, right? Get your foot on. Try and get your other foot to join it. If you're having a hard time, try and go 1 foot up and the other foot up. I hear a lot of people say to me, Karina, my feet are slipping. That's because you're pushing away from the wall instead of into it. So try, and remember, just like a bookend, you need to lean toward where you want to prop. So if you can get your feet up, try and straighten the legs and bend up. Straighten and bend. Strengthening for the handstand. 2 more. 1 more. Super. So much fun. So many fun things to do with just a wall. I hope you are standing up tall today. Sending lots of love.